I'm Todd Grisham, and there is a buzz in the Sugar Ray. Saul Canelo Alvarez, a 4-division multi-time world champion, quite simply one of the greatest of all.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of...
Lots of hype as they will fight into the night. We're outdoors for this big main event.
You can hear the noise, you can hear the fight.
And that's the opening bell, round 1. They have no respect for each other's punching power. That counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Nice counter punch right up the middle. How about that time counter shot? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The fans have been waiting all day for this one, and they are highly hydrated. What an environment it's going to be tonight underneath the stars.
It's been a long, long day, Todd. They've been drinking, they've been out in the sun, they've been having a good time. But this is what they've been waiting for. This crowd can be very unpredictable. By the sense of it, it's night time now. They're waiting for the big fight. There's a lot of pressure on these fighters' shoulders to get that job done and perform.
There's a counter shot. Insane action. Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Good counter punch. Nice counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Punch, counter punch. Caution being thrown to the wind. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. And he scores with the counter. This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
If you want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the rope because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
One punch could change everything in this battle. Well done with that counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go.
Here we go. It's round 2. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Catch and shoot. A perfect counter lands. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Swing and a miss with that hook. That counter shot lands. A perfect counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
You're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Miss with that jab. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
These two fighters are made for one another. Those counter punches have to hurt. Which fighter will say no mas? Parries that jab away. The courage on display here is incredible. They exchange. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round. On to the third. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Can't find the home with that jab. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. When are we going to see a jab from these two? To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This fight has a real good flow to it. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Beautiful counter punch. Nice counter punch. Can't find a home for that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And he scores with the counter. This This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. They exchange punches. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. The perfect counter lands. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He misses with that jab. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. You'd like to see more jabs. Got out of the way of that right hook. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
On to the 5th we go. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
There's a counter shot. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
We wanted action, and they are delivering. That jab misses. Good counter punch. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Nice counter punch right up the middle. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Wow, it's like two different...
This is the beginning of round 6. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Not a lot of defense here at all. Catch and shoot. He threw a punch and just got countered. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That one will count. That counter shot lands. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
A perfect counter shot. Nope, that hook won't score. Both men step back for just a moment. Having a hard time finding a home with that right uppercut. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Nice counter shot. There's a counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. It's all offense all the time. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt.
Here comes round 7. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Missed him with that uppercut. They block that jab. Counter shot lands. Punch, counter punch. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
This can be so frustrating when you're in with such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They threw the hook. It didn't land. Nice counter punch right up the middle. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Can't land the jab there. A perfect counter shot. That counter punch caught him clean. Counter punches have to hurt. Tried to score with a jab. Nice slip to avoid the jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Leonard in that last round. He is down big time on the score. There's the bell to start round 8. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Here he is bouncing on his toes, trying to get some energy. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. They exchange punches. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Nice counter shot. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Caution is being thrown to the wind. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Do you believe what we are seeing? Trying to land that jab. Both men step back for just a moment. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. So the referee says fight on. Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.